Hello everyone, this is Farrell, and I'm doing something a little different this time around for this video. It's not often I kind of go back and do look back at the UHC. I think I'm actually going to do it this time because we did have a question on the channel about kind of what happened in the Nether. So what I've done is I've brought back the replay mod here. I think it's going to be a little easier for me to do it this way if I can kind of at least have real-time access to the camera and everything and trying to keep everything positioned. It's really hard when you're doing work with the replay mod to actually keep everything in shot and keep the camera movement and the time advancement really nicely set up. So you can see Cube goes over, he's checking out the lava lake. I'm kind of spreading around just looking primarily for quartz for XP. I'm not really looking to actually find anything at this point because I'm already saying, well, I really doubt we're going to find the fortress from where we are. So Cube is doing a lot more looking around. I went up there and came back down because it's a dead end. You're going to see Cube is going to go off to the side here and start going through the Nether over there while the rest of us are kind of down here. I'm just kind of running around like a complete idiot because I'm thinking, well, maybe I should be looking more for what I can do for finding the Nether Fortress. Now, the Nether Fortress itself, as I understand it from the coordinates, let's go ahead and pause this and pop over this direction. The fortress itself is somewhere out here. And you can see I'm barely at a point where it can be rendered. That's where the fortress actually was, or at least part of it. You can tell that this thing, from what little I can see from where I'm loaded, is well up here. There's no easy way to get over here aside from approaching it from up top, from this angle, which is certainly doable. And I don't know if maybe that is where I kind of missed my connection because when I did come out, we had when I was trying to get out of the Nether and get away from everyone, there were the cobble pillars over here. So my thought would be is that's what happened is there was tunneling done to get up here, or stairs done to get up here, then to come over this direction, and then basically through and down. So that's where the fortress was. So I was actually completely wrong. I thought at no point we did have it loaded. So we've got Magnamundian down there. I'm over here. We've established that Cube is down this tunnel here, crafting probably a pick, I think, at this point. Yeah, it's very difficult to, especially in this Nether terrain, to try to fly around in a way that you're not going to be clipping through everything left and right. And then of course if you go underground it gets a little more awkward. Well, I can see people, but I've got these floating pockets of lava that are everywhere. You can see the Nether is just a minefield of those. Then we got the lava lake itself. Yeah, so let's go ahead and kick this back on. So my lane's down there. I'm running around over here like a crazy weasel, nowhere to go. There's Tasman. So Cube is still down the tunnel at this point, blazing a trail narrowly along. You can see he's actually now left my render distance, so I can't actually see him there. But I think this is where we start to get our wires crossed. Cube's down this tunnel. The rest of us are down there, as you can see through the world there, in the nice little lava pocket. Unfortunately, you get right in those lava pockets, they just completely leave you isolated. So, presumably he came down to, I'll pause that there, got down to this spot. Well, there's no Nether fortress down here, and there's no, even if I run down this way, let's kind of see what's out here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to tell because my render of the world stops right here. Interesting. That's a nice big underground lava lake there. So, we've got no fortress that way. There could very well have been another fortress that way. I mean, if it was on... So unfortunately I don't have... Fortunately in this mode I don't have access to the map right now because I don't have a journey map up here. But so you can see I found the tunnel. I'm looking down it and it's like, okay, well, now I get distracted. Oh, XP, yay. Though I'll be honest, at least it kept someone else in the Nether from being able to pick it up. But I go to that, and instead of going down the tunnel, I'll completely ignore it. So, all three of us are down here. As you can see, I'm coming down that. Magnamundian's down here. Tasman should be over in this general direction. Yep, Tasman's over there. So there's three of us, and here's Mr. Gast. I don't know, unfortunately, because it's right at the range of my render distance, he kind of does this little trick. He's right. I mean, this is the part where I said I so want to melee him, because he was right there within melee distance, completely not on us. It's weird to be that close to a Gast and not having it shoot at you, immediately when you're using the replay mode. Then at this point, it's like, okay, I've got to go after him. So I was about ready to do that, but then next thing you know, he decides to flip aggro. Oh, actually, no. He faked the shot, which faked me back in. So, we're all down here. Cube is nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. So tunnel's over here. I've got no eyes on Cube. None of us know where he is. And I think at this point there's something to the effect of, oh, where are you guys? Are you all together? Are we all together? And I think we said yes. And it makes me feel since... Yeah, I just think that's where we just completely got split up. But then you're going to see that somehow we managed to... Whoa, that was close, Magnamundian. That was so close. But he's still here at this point. Now, he's, of course, also out of my render distance. But you'll see in my video that by the time I get down to here, there's no sign of him. And, oh, there he is. I got close to that one. I think there was one lot that was the last shot that he put out, because now he's just gone. I think he just despawned on his own, yeah, because I'm running down here and there's no sign of him anywhere. So, now at some point someone did ask, did we happen to spot the other team coming to the Nether? And that's kind of why I have actually come back in here. This is not to necessarily just get lost and completely lose everyone. So, all three of us are now sitting way over here. This little exploration of mine paid off significantly towards... I'm usually pretty good about being able to recognize terrain when I go through and around it, but when I'm having to work with coordinates, not so much. So anyways, let's go back over and find a good spot where we can keep an eye on the portal. And here, because I know, from what I saw, eventually what happens is... Let's pause that there. Someone comes through and digs through a stairwell here. And it's why I missed it, because it was dug in a way that I didn't spot it from how that slope looked, and presumably went up this way and up that way. That's how I missed everything in how to get to the fortress. So we know that that's where that point is. The trick is, actually, the real big trick here is the fact that I don't have what I should have done. Well, if we had the episode markers working in channel, what I would have been doing was marking off the episodes. You can hit the M key when you're playing normally with Minecraft. See, I went through there thinking, okay, let me take a look and see if there's a way to kind of bridge out over that. And you can see that Lord Tasman goes up that direction. Which is the better move anyways, because you're going to definitely not be... I just walk right by the stairs. It's a little less inconspicuous. I think it took the other team a little while to spot that stair up too as well, so... But Tasman's over there, and I want to zoom back over here because this, I think, is about where I came back around. Yep. Holy moly. So yeah, Magnamundian, you were absolutely right. That, at about 5 minutes and 13 seconds into my episode 3 video, that's the other team arriving right in our portal. And because I had no idea at that point where my team was, I was not even looking at flag information. I thought that was all, let me kind of get into my head here, literally and figuratively. Yeah, that probably would have just looked to me at the time, just a quick glance of, oh, well, there's another, that's not another team, that's someone who's sitting by the portal. Now, even so, if that's the other team, engaging right now would be a mistake. There's 2 of them in here. Presumably that also means that 2 more could come through that portal. And I have no eyes at this point, even if I had a good idea of where my team was. Tasman's over here. So he's not really close enough to get back and give me an assist, really. Cube and Magnamundian, I think... unfortunately, since I don't have eyes on them, I can't really... They're out of my render distance at this point. I mean, let's even just go kind of up and get the bird's eye view over here. Yeah, I've got no idea where anyone else is at this point, even with the replay mod. So unfortunately, it's not like I can just sit there and say, oh, take me to this player. So that was... And, yeah, they knew we were there, too. Because he's crouched. So I'm running around like a complete idiot. And unfortunately, now he's out of my render range. Yep, I completely missed that. So I was doing that just to get more cobble, or netherrack to get out there. So how did he... If I could have... this is annoying me to no end, because this means... I mean, at that point, Tasman was up there, I'm down there. We could have had him. Right there, if we had gone after him and managed to get him knocked back even just a little bit, we could have at least gotten Nexella into lava, possibly the lava stream. So that was very much a missed opportunity. But the interesting thing is... Okay, yeah, and that's more members of the other team. So... Nope, that's Magnamundian. Okay, so Magnamundian's there. I'm completely lost over here. So at this point, I'm just tunneling through. I think at this point, I mean, you can tell I could not see any eyes on the fortress. A little further out, and I might have had something. In fact, it's very questionable if I could have seen it from there. So I think that was a case of, oh, I think I see it. And that's, yeah, ooh. And there I'm about ready to dig into a lava pocket. So, at the very least, this should mean we've got one of the deaths on camera. So, actually, my question is, where's the rest of his team? Here's Magnamundian. That's our team. Nexella's over there. I don't have eyes on anything near the portal, but the rest of the team, there's at least two other people there. So, did they go back through their portal? That's interesting, but... So there you go, Magnamundian. There's your fight caught on camera here. And just lost on camera because now I just disappeared out of render range. Where did I... Oh, wow. It's because he engaged and said there's another team. Well, the fight did save me from getting hit with lava. We'll give it that much, I guess. Where am I? I'm over there, which doesn't make much sense. If I had come out to... Yeah, if I'd gotten out to, like, about here, and come out onto the island, which I probably wouldn't have, in all honesty, because it's just way too exposed. Anything with a boat could take me out. Too many gas could have gone out for me. But if I'd come out here, I would have seen the fortress. So, where did these guys go? So Magnamundian and I are in one part of the Nether. I haven't seen Cube or anyone else up here. Let's take a look at what we can through the Nether fortress here. There's a... Yeah, unfortunately this is right where it cuts off. Interesting side cut away from the fortress though. So that's that, and that's a blaze spawner here. How did they get over here? I mean, that's really the closest spit of land that comes close, but... Huh. See, unfortunately now, since I never really go too much further than that over, I think, I'm not really going to see much of anything that's going on. But holy moly, do I feel pretty lucky right now. So I think at this... Yeah, I'm shifted and completely confused and disoriented right now. So my guess would be what he has done is probably head back over to the portal, drop off after picking up all the stuff. Because I would be able to see if he was putting down like a chest or anything. And I don't recall actually seeing a chest through any of this. Well, that makes me feel great. That means that not only did I completely get lost in another and separated from my teammates, I also managed to technically lead the team into one of them. Yeah, I got no eyes here. What you're going to see eventually is they do come back through in force. I remember what I was doing at this point. I think I had gone... Oh, where am I? Tunneling, that's where I was. Yeah, because I was going to be making my way... At that point I said, nope, he's died, so let's block ourselves off and see what I can do to try and navigate around. And the coordinates, I think I was thinking at that point, were over in this direction. So the idea was maybe try to get over and possibly tunnel up and around, but that clearly was not going to happen as soon as things got even worse because of what was happening over here. So let's kind of keep an eye like... let's look at that intervening cave. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm tunneling back over. You're eventually going to see that I'm going to get back within render range of entities over here. It's one downside to the replay mod that, yep, there we go. There's the other team right there, so that should be Naxel, I believe. Yep. So you can see I'm going along. So the downside of the replay mod is it's not perfect. And there's Naxel. He's presumably picking up the rest of the stuff. He's not only that, but I think... Is I seeing potion effects on him? Can't tell, but yeah, he went out this way. The funny thing is, if he had, and he just completely, you know, runs away from it. So technically, I've led the other team right to the Nether Fortress too. So there's Saragor over there. Now I'm at some point cutting to the left and making my way over to the Nether portal. Oh boy. Now there's a couple bullets that dodged. Now if I had gone through and left and tried to come out of the portal, I definitely would have taken a pretty bad hit. But I was thinking at that point, I couldn't remember the height, the Y coordinate for the portal. So my thought at that point was more a case of, okay, how do I get there? Well, I guess I need to go up. And it's a good thing I decided to go up here, because there's team member number 3. Hopefully double speed is really appropriate for this. This is where I think, here's another lookout spot over here. I don't know what Shadow Lord was doing, if he was on duty to look for names, but let's just kind of go into his head here. Just go a little further ahead to get out of it. The good news is I think I'm not visible at all from that angle. Oh, it's so hard with his own name tag in the way. And pardon my morning voice, I just actually woke up and saw the YouTube notification, decided to take a look at this one right away. So I don't know if he was on duty for names, or if he was doing a little bit of AFK and just had something held down on the shift key, but you can see he completely looks in my direction and doesn't see me. Meanwhile, I'm just motorboating along here, just going right through that, and you can see that over in... What could possibly go wrong at this point for me? Well, you see that nice little pocket of lava sitting over here? All these nice little pockets of lava. Yeah, he's looking around and not up. Now, that's something I actually found myself doing. Is you get in this kind of tendency to not want to look up when you're looking for names. Even when you're deep underground, you don't necessarily look up. So that's all 4 members now, because we just had another person arrive through the portal, so that would be Uper XL. So this is all 4 members of this team are now in the Nether. Yep, so we've got Nexella, Saragor, and Shadow Lord still, well, he's just extricating himself from there, or starting to do tunneling. Now, I couldn't really tell if he was tunneling because he thought he was going to be getting near me, but ooh, just dodged a bullet there. So you can see at this point now I'm so thoroughly lost that I've even managed to unshift a couple times, and fortunately these guys are not looking up. Because my mind is, oh, I haven't broken through. I must be deeper underground than I thought. Let's keep going up. And unfortunately, you can see exactly what I'm going to be digging up into. Let's get a great view of that. 4 people trying to hunt me. And sploosh! There we go. Even if I had been digging at kind of my extreme, trying to go upstairs, yeah, there's just no way I would have managed to avoid that, unfortunately. So that is what it is. But meanwhile, I'm sitting up here, unshifted, mind you. All 4 of these guys are shifted down here. And because of just the way everything works, again, you're not looking up. You know, they're all sitting right here, and I'm up there, so you can actually see my name. But none of them actually looked up just enough or got close enough to see that I was sitting right up there. I mean, granted, I'm shifted now, but wow. So that's kind of how things really went to pieces over here. Now, unfortunately, you're going to see, yeah, okay, I've taken my apple. I'm now down to 4, well, I'm up to 4 hearts after going down to 2, and then you can see this is where things are going to go bad, because 2 of the teammates are splitting out. I'm going to come up on top and just catch one of them out of the corner of my eye. But let's go ahead and get a good view of this here. Yep, you can see there I am starting to poke my head out there. So I catch Uper just out of the corner of my eye, I think. It was either Uper or Nexella. No, it would have been a Nexella, yep, because I've just shifted. And again, I'm out in the open. If he had just looked up, I am beautifully highlighted up there. So I seem to be becoming really, I seem to be getting really good at sort of these just escape by the seat of my pants things. So I'm panicking. I'm saying, okay, nope, we got another team in the Nether. And, well, yeah, we already know there's another team in the Nether. And now these guys are all coming over this way. I'm having a quiet panic attack up top because, of course, now I've seen a team and I have no idea who, what, where, when, how, why. So my immediate thought is, what did I do? Did I turn, or am I still up here trying to figure out? Yeah, I'm still up here trying to figure out what the hell to do. Because I'm like, well, I don't want to get too close to the edge because I remembered that the portal's under it. So at this point now I can't help but think, okay, I've got people under me. I don't want to show myself over the edge. And I don't want to, which is a really good thing, because if they had seen me come down and try to get into the portal, that would have been pretty bad. Okay, yeah, they've got no idea. Some sword waggling going on there. And they've all picked up lava buckets at this point too, so then they're all coming out this way, and they find the stair up that I didn't find. And unfortunately, because at this point now they're out of my render range, I can only assume that beyond this point, well, they're not all out of my render range. We're about to lose Saragon. Yep. So at this point now, where am I? I'm in panic over here, nowhere near the rest of the team. My two teammates are presumably somewhere way over off in this direction. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to be close enough to the fortress to have that blaze spawner within render distance. Probably not. Yeah, because I don't really get any closer to the fortress at this point. But there is the blaze spawner that was out down around here somewhere. That's where I think they probably were. And yep, meanwhile I'm over here. It's only a matter of time at this point. I'm completely cut off, completely clueless as to where the hell I'm going. I really don't know what was going through my head at this point, because the smartest thing to do again is get down to ground level so I can at least keep an eye on the portal, if not get out, or at least help my, say to my team, hey, I've got eyes on the portal, it's safe, start making your way back out of here, because like it or not, we're not exactly in a shape to take on a full-fledged team. I think. I don't know. Again, this is my first time in the Nether in a UHC, so I don't really have the kind of the experience to be able to tell me what to do in this sort of situation. So I'm just doing what you can do in a UHC in the Nether, and that's just getting out of somewhere really fast and getting out of the way and just staying shifted and hope that you manage to escape attention. I'm backfilling my trail there. I think it would have been a little more effective if I'd gone through and done kind of like a turn there, kind of like here, to put my netherrack there. But see, if I made it over to here, then it's like, well, do I really want to keep an eye out here? I don't have a good view of anything going on. The irony is, I probably would have, because at some point, there we go. So this is the other team right now. The great news is I can at least see the blocks getting placed. So that's 3 members of the team. And there's 1 going up, 2 going up, 3 going up. Okay, so they came up this general direction. So they at least think they've got eyes on the fortress, because there's another cobble bridge going up over here. Now, this is one thing I was confused about. That is a 4-member team in the Nether. So why do we only have 3 cobble pillars? There's 3 coming up here, so I can only assume that one of them must have gone out like up and around this edge or something and came over that bridge naturally, so someone's scouting ahead. It's hard to tell because of the fact that I'm rendering at double speed right now. Passage of time doesn't really mean too much. So, yep, there we go. Would have been really mean at this point to have, and I'm probably going to lose my view at some point soon from this angle. Yeah, that's how they did it. So they came out over here and came over in this direction. I did get back close enough to get some of the Nether reloaded. So there's, yeah, the long fort. Okay, so that's how they gained access to the fortress. Don't know if they had gravel on them or if they just kind of went over far enough until they felt it was safe enough to try the drop. Yeah, they went far enough over it until they could get the drop. Right onto the fortress, no less. Okay, so that's their access point into the Nether. Now, at that point, that means they've got full access along here, full access down that, and the Blaze Farm. Yep, that's evidence of where my team was, so that was taken out. How? Okay, yep, so they went that way. I'm not seeing any tunnels or anything from this side. But there is that there, so there's a chunk of outside part of the fortress. So the good news, at least, is at this point, that Blaze Farm's been broken. We got what we needed. I don't know if anyone was headed out or not. But at this point, I think I'm going to say it really doesn't matter much longer because as soon as someone gets to that, they're not going to go down that. They're going to go down the stairs into here, find the cobble, and yep. So that's probably how it goes down. In fact, I'm kind of curious. Yeah, I should be good because, yep, there my chunk. I've just moved out and I've lost that entire chunk now. So that row of chunks is no longer rendering. Presumably because somewhere over here, I've now decided to make some progress further out.